welcome back everyone to the Cheltenham Countdown channel here on YouTube. And we are back. I'm back, guys. It has been a long time since I've been on this podcast, a long time, obviously since the end of the last year in 2025. So this is the first official video on the podcast in 2026. And what a great way to start it with the festival, Cheltenham Festival Trials Day on Saturday. An absolute stellar race card with 8 brilliant races on show at Cheltenham on Saturday. If you are attending Presby Park on Saturday, do let me know in the comments because you are in for an absolute treat. There's so much competitive racing on show. A lot of stars will be running at Cheltenham on Saturday. So if you guys are attending, you will not be disappointed. Yeah, obviously under 7 weeks to go now before the start of the Cheltenham Festival. And this is the home stretch here. We are in the home stretch before the Cheltenham Festival begins in earnest in March. So like I said, I'm going to try to have a video out every week before now and then with some different content, different features on the show, and obviously the previews and the tips will be happening along the way as usual. But today is all about Cheltenham Festival Trials Day. I've got previews and tips, as always, they come naturally in amongst the video. So I will go through every single race on Festival Trials Day. 8 races will be previewed on the channel today. Decks aren't out yet. I am recording this on a Wednesday afternoon. So decks won't be out until tomorrow on Thursday. So we'll have to just judge it pretty much on who is assured to be running on Saturday. I'll have others to note. There are a couple of others to note I want to mention in other meetings this week and on Saturday and on the weekend. So just stay tuned for that. That's going to be important for a pointer as to who I like for the festival perhaps. And there's best bets come the end of the video as well. As usual, the best bets will come towards the end. So if you do like this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Share if you wish, as you always do, guys. You have been fantastic in sharing these videos and promoting myself along with others that watch the content with me on my channel. And please subscribe. They absolutely have shot up since my last video. Since the anti-post tips came out, the 3rd, 4th and 5th anti-post tip came out at the end of last year. They have absolutely grown. My subscribers have grown. So keep it going, guys. You're doing absolutely phenomenally well for me. And I can't thank you enough. So without further ado, let's get on with Festival Trials Day, the race preview. Number 1 at Cheltenham on Saturday is the 12:05. We are starting early Saturday afternoon, guys, with the 2 mile, 4.5 furlongs time for novices handicap chase for Class 2, 5 rows and over. All races on Saturday, of course, are on the new course at Cheltenham. And the market is as follows, headed by Jordan's Cross for Sam Twiston-Davies, already jocked up, of course, for Anthony Honeyball. He's at 9-2. Barlovento, second favourite for Sean Bowen and Ollie Murphy, 5-1. Kadur Somfrey is also there for Anthony Honeyball in at 5-1, this time for Johnny Burke. Then you got Califio involved for Nicky Henderson at 6-1. Push the button for Mark Walford. Jamie Hamilton takes the ride at 7-1 and is 12-1 and bigger the rest. I think the top 3 in the market at the moment are the rightful top 3 right now as I speak, with Jordan's Cross, Barlovento and Kadur Somfrey all improving the types. They're all improving the horses at the moment. They've all gone up in the ratings during the season. It's just a question of who can improve further on Saturday, I guess. And with all that in mind, with all sort of horses, these 3 horses, and who can improve further, I have the feeling that Barlovento off 1-2-5 with Sean Bowen in the saddle can do a Sean Bowen type of ride on him on Saturday. He does like to be held up at Barlovento and come with a bit of a late surge towards the end, as he won at Kempton on Boxing Day, the opening race there on that card. He did come with the late series. I was on obviously right-handed. This is going to be at Cheltenham. This is going to be a totally different track for him. But Sean Bowen at Cheltenham, as we know, can't be written off in any sort of ride, to be honest. The Anthony Honeyball pair in Jordan's Cross and Kadur Somfrey, like I said, are the other 2 improving types. Jordan's Cross, though, does like to be niggled along halfway through his races. If he does get a bit lazily, races lazily, runs lazy, I should say, in the races. So he could be one to watch in running, just in case he does start to feel the burn up from the pace up front. Kadur Somfrey has won over the course already this season, so has a tick in the box in that regard. But I just think maybe he's reached his point on the mark he's at the moment, which is 1-8. Obviously, for this second being Guard the Moon at Aintree on his last run, but that form has been boosted as well with Guard the Moon winning his last run on Windsor on the weekend. So I'm torn between Barlovento and Kadur Somfrey. I'd probably go with the former in Barlovento, just due to the fact I can envisage Sean Bowen doing a Sean Bowen type of ride again on him, and he can improve further. He's only off 1-5. He gets the £3 ease from Kadur Somfrey, so he does have £3 in beneficial for him. and I think that may prove dividends. If he is ridden a bit more prominently, that could suit him in sort of his relaxing with his races, with his racing on Saturday, like I said. But for now, I will side with Balavento purely the fact that I can see him improve further, whereas the other two in Jordan's Cross and Caners Humphrey, the other two Anthony Honeyball pair, may have reached their ceiling at the moment with their rating. Next up is the 1240, the 2 mile 1 furlong JCB Triumph Trial Juvenile Hurdle, a Grade 2 for Class 1 juveniles, of course. Probably it could be a trial for the Triumph Hurdle on this side of the Irish Sea, of course. And the market is headed with Harry Skelton and Dan Skelton's Maestro Conti. Very strong in the market at the moment at 13-8. Manila Yoga of Paul Nichols at 3-1. He beat Active Innocence, a novice hurdler for Nicky Henderson on his last start. Then there's a gap in at 10-1 to Feel Gut for Nicky Henderson in the Donnelly colours, Donnelly Silks. Then Nicky Henderson has another horse in Manlaga for JP McManus. She's there, a mare affiliate 10-1. Then the likes of One Horse Town is at 10-1 for Harry Derham. Tontala 2 14-1, Hardy Stuff at 16-1, and the rest are 16-1 and bigger as well. It's a tricky race. I haven't got a strong selection. It's a tentative pick in this race for me at the moment. I do have one at a bigger price who I think could go well, and she won the Chepstow Grade 2 Juvenile Hurdle in December on that card. It is Tentala 2. She's at 14-1 at the moment. I think she's a mare, so let me just double check. I think she's a mare. Nonetheless, Tentala 2 will be my selection. For Chester Williams, the trainer, Gavin Sheehan will take the ride. Like I said, 2 hurdle starts for this horse and has won them both. It jumps fantastically well in the main, of course, and it will need to on Saturday against it's going to be a lot of pace with like One Horse Town, who's won the course as well. He's a good improver. He could be one for a race down the line, maybe not for the festival, but a bigger race down the line. He's a decent horse for Harry Derham. He's there at 10 from One Horse Town. But like I said, I like Tentala 2. I want to take on Maestro Conti at Manila Yoga and the rest, of course, like Manlaga, Feel Gut. They're all horses that have hype at the moment, but I need to see them prove a bit further, prove a bit more on track. I'm not saying that they haven't proved me enough, but I just want to see them in a Cheltenham environment, on Cheltenham course, in a sort of big field race as well. So I will take on Maestro Conti at 13-8 for the Skeltons. I will take on Manila Yoga as well for Paul Nichols at 3-1. Not saying, like I said, they could be very good horses or the big futures ahead of them, but for the time being on their price, I just want to side away from. Like I said, it's going to be a tentative pick for Tontala 2 for Gavin Sheehan and Chester Williams. The horse is currently priced at 14-1 for the race. Manlaga hasn't run on this side. Hasn't run in the UK yet, so this will be her first start for Nicky Henderson. Feel Gut, don't know what to make of that horse either for the Donnellys and Nicky Henderson as well. So I want to put them to a side, Nicky Henderson's pair aside for now. It will be between Tentala 2, One Horse Town for each way in the race to take on against the likes of Maestro Conti and Manila Yoga. Then we have the 1:15 at Cheltenham, which is the 2 mile, 4.5 furlongs again on the new course once more. The Betfair Exchange Handicap Chase. And it is Jaguar that leads the market. He's strong at 7-4 at the moment for John Jonial Jr. and Oliver Grinnell and Josh Guerrero, the trainers. Booster Bob for Sean Bowen and Ollie Murphy's there 4-1. Javert Alain then is 6-1. Triple Trade at 10-1 and the rest are 12-1 and bigger. Simple as, in my opinion here, Jaguar has to win to sort of become a more credible graded animal in the future. He just has to win this race. Even off 149, he did go up a pound after his last start in December, the December Gold Cup, back at the track. That was a race that he could have won as well. Didn't. Has gone up a pound, which shouldn't make a difference for him in this race. He should still go win. And there's a lot of pressure on Connection, I think, on the horse for this race on Saturday. He's currently priced up, like I said, a 7-4. Strong market leader, but he is strong for a reason. He has to win. More than likely will be the winner. I probably will put him in some sort of ACCA, some sort of double or treble, and I think he will win. He's the most likely winner, like I said. He needs to win to become a more credible graded animal, and he's the horse they have to beat. That's as simple as, in my opinion. This will be a simple preview. Jaguar will hopefully win the race, become more of go up to roughly about 150 or 150 plus, 155 plus rated horse, and then this Connections then can dream of a graded win potentially in the future. Booster Bob obviously is well known for his win at Newbury last season. he could go well, but I don't think that Cheltenham will purely be his track, in my opinion. And the rest, I think, are playing for place money, in my opinion, again. So Jaguar will surely be the horse that wins this race. He needs to, like I said, bounce on from his pipe opener. Well, it wasn't even a pipe opener. It was a race he should have won in the December Gold Cup. He didn't. This is his next target en route to the festival. So pressure on John Joe O'Neill. Unfortunately, I don't like to give pressure to jockeys, but John Joe O'Neill Jr. does have a race on Saturday, a horse on Saturday with a race that he should win, and he needs to win. So Jaguar will be hopefully the likely winner at 1:15 at Cheltenham in the Betfair Exchange Handicap. Cross country, Glenfarclas cross country handicap chase is back on Saturday as well on Thursday. The 3 mile, 5.5 furlongs trip at 1:50 at Cheltenham, and the market leader is Jarive Delest for Emmett Mullins at 5-2. Then you have Final Orders for Gavin Cromwell at 5-1. Isail Madrick for David Cotan at 10-1, along with Place Net for the same trainer and the same price as well, 10-1. The Goffer for Gordon Elliott is also 10-1 and is 14-1 and bigger the rest. I have a selection in this race, a very strong selection, I think. I think I'm going to be playing him quite strong in the race. It's going to be the Goffer for Gordon Elliott at 10-1, like I said. The reason being, his last race over the banks, either in Ireland or at Cheltenham, were both creditable runs. They were both very good runs. He finished second at Punchstone in November behind a well-fancied horse for the cross-country in March in Desmond Moor House. Only finished 4 lengths behind the winner, eventual winner of Punchstone. Like I said, Desmond Moor House. He finished 4 lengths behind him. That was his last cross-country or banks chase start. He then since ran a down road on Boxing Day in a hunter's chase behind the likes of It's on the Line. Didn't run well in that race. So I don't think... He may not even run in the Hunter's Chase at the festival. He may do. Again, I don't know how connections feel. I don't know what the exact target is for this horse come March. I'm sure he will run up in the festival at Cheltenham. But for this race on Saturday, he's off a mark of 135, and he's also £2 less than when finishing 4th in the actual cross-country chase race at the festival last year. So he was off 137 in the festival last year, finished 4th. He's off £2 lower. Comes into the race off decent form, like I said, finished second his last Punchstone Banks chase start. The price is good. I think 10-1 is very fair for him. I will play the race each way, and I think he's a well-handicapped horse despite it's been a cross-country chase race. So he's a 9-year-old now. He has been running a lot in his career, has been around the block many times, but I think he's still got a winnable mark in him, and this could be his winnable mark, which is 135. So he'll be my play. I don't fancy the Emmett Mullins horse, unfortunately, although he's very strong at 5-2. I just don't know how much he could improve. I obviously finished second at Cheltenham last time out. Perhaps he could go further. He's off 126. Maybe he's been well chucked in, but Emmett Mullins has a lot of these types of horses where he does have a lot of the favourites, and they are well handicapped. They come into the race off and being chucked in the handicap. I just think he could be one that just doesn't perform well on the day. That's just my opinion. I haven't got a main reason as to why I'm going to be opposing Jarive Delest. Maybe it's just because I'm strong on the Goffer. So yes, it's going to be the Goffer is going to be my main play in the race, 10-1 for Gordon Elliott on Saturday. There's no jockey jocked up yet, which is I'll just have to wait and see who is jocked up on the day if he is to be declared. But it will be the Goffer in the Glenfarclas cross country handicap chase on Saturday. The remaining races at Cheltenham, all 4 of the last 4 races at Cheltenham now on Saturday are all Grade 2 races. We are getting to the graded races now for the meeting for Festival Thursday. And the 225 is the 3 mile, 1.5 furlong Cotswold Chase. The Grade 2, like I said, and Grey Dawning is a very strong favourite for the Skeltons at 1-2. Then you've got Long Presse, Stella Story, Froning Porter, and Spillane's Tower completing the field. All 5 runners are there at the moment, and Grey Dawning, like I said, is a strong favourite. I think I am very certain he's going to win this race on Saturday for Harry Skelton and Dan. Obviously won the Betfair Chase in November, won it with some ease. I know the ground was, I know he did like the ground on the day. He may not get the same ground come the weekend, but I think he is the class act in this race. He is off 166. If he wins this, he'll probably go up to about 170, maybe a bit more higher in the rating. Perhaps he might touch 170. I'm not sure about that. Maybe that was a bit of an exaggeration. But 166 at the moment for Grade 1. He needs to win this en route to the Cheltenham Gold Cup. He's an each way play in the race at the moment. If you don't fancy him for the Gold Cup, I suggest you back him relatively sooner before Saturday. due to the fact that if he wins the Cotswold Chase on the weekend, his price may considerably drop. It may halve in price, perhaps. I think at the moment he's 14 to 1, maybe 12 to 1 anti-post. If he wins the Cotswold Chase, which I'm sure he would probably likely be 7, 6 to 1 for the Cheltenham Gold Cup, in my opinion. Long Pressé, I think he's had his time. He's an 11-year-old now, unfortunately. He's a very, very good horse. Has been a very good horse on his day. Has had a lot of setbacks and some excuse me, and some races where he hasn't performed that. So he has been in and out, but has had some good wins to his name as well. Obviously won the Brown Advisory at Cheltenham as well, and has won the Cotswold Chase before. Stellar Story and Albert Bartlett winner, Florian Porter a Stayers Hurdle winner, and Spillance Tower as well. They're all good horses on their day, but I just think they'll all be chasing Grey Dawning's tail. And it will be a tactical race, but I think Harry Skelton will have it all under control, in my opinion. He is giving weight to everyone else in the field, bar Long Pressé, but I don't think that should matter. If he is to be a Gold Cup contender, he needs to give everyone weight and needs to win this race in order to prove to everyone that he can serve it up to the likes of Gallop in the Champ and the rest in the Gold Cup market. So the winner, in my opinion, of the Cotswold Chase on Saturday will 100% be Grey Dawning. At 3 o'clock, 2 mile, 1 furlong, Unibet Hurdle, Grade 2, the matchup of the Trials Day meeting. It is Sergino for Nicky Henderson and Nico de Boinville versus the New Lion for Dan Skelton and Harry Skelton. Sergino leads the market at 1 to 2. The New Lion second favourite at 2 to 1. Then you have Paneros for Willie Mullins. Will he be declared in the race? He's at 12 to 1, the Triumph Hurdle winner. Then Brentford Hope and Nameen Lion, both at 66 to 1. Hope maybe they just are unfortunately in the race just for pure prize money. But it is Sergino and the New Lion. This is the matchup that we are hopefully going to see on Saturday. Nico de Boinville against Harry Skelton, Nicky against Dan Skelton. And it's, like I said, two very good hurdlers in their own right. Sergino probably the better of the two at the moment, deservedly favourite. Deservedly, I think, odds on as well, purely on the basis of what he's achieved. He's unbeaten. He has won at Cheltenham before, of course. So is the New Lion. He's won the New Lion has also won at Cheltenham. He's won the Turners at the festival last season. Arguably, perhaps his best hurdle win, in my opinion. He beat the likes of Final Demand and the Yellow Clay, among others. In the race, beat the likes of Potter's Charm as well, who was there. There's something telling me, guys, that the New Lion has been really outlined and targeted for this race for a while. Of course, he fell in the fighting fifth when last seen against Golden Ace. But that race was a mess again, as we know. Obviously, the right winner of the day, 100% the winner of the day was Golden Ace. We all know that. But the New Lion didn't seem comfortable around the track in Newcastle. Hopefully can come back to his best at Cheltenham. But Sergino is just class, isn't he? He's all class for Nicky Henderson as well. I was just going to say, even if he doesn't win this race, he'll still be favoured for the Champion Hurdle. But it's to and fro. I think he'll win the race on Saturday. He may not be spectacular against the likes of the New Lion and the rest of the field, but he just needs to win. He just needs to win on Saturday to really stamp his authority in the Champion Hurdle market. He's already a very strong favourite in the race, but if he wins on Saturday, he'll be odds on for the Champion Hurdle then in March. And that's all he needs to do, is win on Saturday en route to the Champion Hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival then. The New Lion does have it all to prove. I think there's a lot of pressure on him as well, the bounce back factor from Newcastle from his fall last time out. But Dan Skelton has already been such a good target trainer this season. He may have the New Lion targeted and primed for this Unibet Hurdle, the Grade 2 Hurdle on Saturday. So it's the matchup we've been waiting for. These two have never faced each other before, and hopefully they both go to post on Saturday. The New Lion also, this is significant, as a 7-year-old and the Sergino as a 6-year-old. Maybe the age doesn't matter, but the weight does. The Sergino does have to give £3 to the New Lion, which may prove a lot in the race on Saturday. So that's a big question mark. Can Sergino, the younger legs, the younger horse, give the New Lion £3 in weight? And that may be another crucial factor in the race. So it's a massive race on Saturday. A lot to prove, a lot riding on it, a lot at stake. I'm going to hope Sergino wins, and I'm going to hope he does stamp his mark and becomes the outright really strongest champion hurdle favourite since Constitution Hill a few years ago. So let's hope Sir Gino can do it. I do also hope the New Line does come back to his best. We want it to be a clash. We want it to be a very good race. And we want the New Line to also prove that he can race in the champion hurdle again at the festival. So it is a massive matchup. Paneros, the Triumph hurdle winner at 100 to 1, I don't think stands a chance in this race, in my opinion. And obviously Brentford Hope and the Mean Line, like I said, are playing for prize money. So it is those two stars on show in the Unibet hurdle that is Sir Gino and the New Line. Let's hope they both run, and I'm sure they will. And let's hope for a big encounter and a big matchup and a good race on show for the spectators come Saturday at 3 o'clock. The Grade 2 at 3:35. This time the 3 mile Pertemps Network Cleve hurdle over, like I said, over 3 miles. And Imposé Trois is the market leader for Nicky Henderson at 11 to 8. Another strong favourite on the day. Theleme in there at 3 to 1 is the next market leader. He hasn't been seen for 805 days, a long time off the track for Theleme. Then strong leader at 5 to 1, Marchand 2 at 6 to 1, Donny the Great at 8 to 1, and it's 12 to 1 bar. No selection in this race, although I do think Imposé Trois will win. And again, another horse has got a lot of pressure on himself on the day. He needs to win in order to maintain his sort of strong links in respect with the Stays hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival. If he doesn't win, he probably won't be serving up to the likes of Tihupu and Honesty Policy and the rest in that race at the Stays hurdle. Yet, if he does win, he'll be in amongst the candidates and the contenders for the race. So he could go either way. A lot of pressure on Nicky Henderson comes on Saturday, and Imposé Trois is one horse that does have the pressure with him. But I think he'll win. I think he'll win. He won the long walk and the long distance hurdle this season, and if he does want to really be a player in the Stays hurdle, he needs to win over course and distance in this race on Saturday as well. So no play, but I think Imposé Trois for 11 to 8 is going to be the winner. There may be an each way shot in the race somewhere else. Perhaps Gower Road, who's been running well over the track and course and distance this season. Marchand 2's already won twice at Cheltenham already this season as well, so he could be an each way shot at 6 to 1. But I think the likeliest winner will be Imposé Trois for Jake McManus and Nicky Henderson. The last race on Trials Day this year is the 4:10, the 2 mile, 4.5 furlongs, Grade 2 AIS Novices Hurdle, registered as the Classic Novices Hurdle, of course. And the market is with Active Innocence leading the way again for Nicky Henderson, and he could have won with 6 to 4 is his price. Taurus Bay at 4 to 1 for Ben Jones and Ben Pauling. Klimt Madrick at 7 to 1. Heads Up at 8 to 1. And then you got a lot of horses at 14 to 1 and bigger the rest. There are a lot of runners in here at the moment. I don't have a selection yet because I want to wait for declarations tomorrow. Like I said, there's a lot of runners. 21 runners in here at the moment. There's only a max of 18 that can go to the field. I can go at post time. So there will be some runners that don't make the cut. Yet, I do want to take on Active Innocence at that price. 6 to 4 does not interest me whatsoever. There are a lot of good horses in here that can improve further. The likes of a Taurus Bay for Ben Pauling, as I mentioned. Heads Up, as obviously finished second in the bumper. He could go well of a longer trip. Wait to see on him. Carlin Rig for Dan Skelton. He's in there at 16 to 1, of course. He could be a potential improver. Kazansky, I'm really fond of this horse for Gordon Elliott. He's in there 25 to 1. So there's a lot of horses that I'm fond of, but I just want to see who can actually make and is declared for this race tomorrow afternoon. So we'll wait to see. But like I said, I will take on the favourite for sure. Active Innocence. He's no interest in me at 6 to 4. And it's just a decision I make in later in the week or maybe on the day. So I'll wait and I'll let you all know. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see my selection on the day on who I think will win the 4:10, the AIS Novices Hurdle on Saturday. And that's it for the previews and tips. I will now move on to others to note in the next section of the video to see who else I am interested in for the rest of the week in the National Hunt game and on the weekend. On the others to note sort of segment of the episode today, guys, there's one horse I want to mention with regards to Cheltenham, who I have already backed for a specific race at that festival. It's in the Mares Novices Hurdle course. As you know, I backed Highland Crystal in my last video. She has two entries this weekend. One at Doncaster, one entry Doncaster, the juvenile listed hurdle there, the opening race on that card at 12:20. and has an entry also significantly in the Solarina Mares Novice Hurdle, a Grade 3 at Ferryhouse on Saturday, 1:38. That one's over 2 mile, 2 furlongs. So it'll give us a pointer as to whether Highland Crystal and Gornelli think she could be more of a triumph horse if she takes on the juvenile hurdle race at Doncaster, or instead will be put up against the other mares in the Mares Novices Hurdle at the festival if she's running the Solarina Mares Novices Hurdle at Ferryhouse. So, like I said, it'll give us a kind of sense where he's feeling. Monge 2 is also entered for the race at Doncaster on Saturday, so that could mean that Highland Crystal is moving towards the Ferryhouse race instead. And that Ferryhouse race is looking quite good at the moment. You've got the likes of Place de la Nation from William Mullins in there as well as Old School Outlaw, again trained by Gordon Elliott, but this time with JP McManus, is also in the race. So that could prove a good race in terms of where these mares are looking towards for the festival. And like I said, there's 3 top mares in that race at Fairhouse in the Solarina Mares Novice Hurdle: Place de la Nation, Old School Outlaw, and Highland Crystal. Any of those 3 could go and win it, and any of those 3 could stamp their authority in that anti-post market for March. So that's the sort of other stud horse I wanted to mention to you. There are a couple of Grade 3s at Naas on Sunday. One is the Grade 3 Novice Chase, and you also have the Limestone Lad Hurdle as well. They are a couple of Grade 3 races I'll take a look at now in the next part of the episode. 2 Grade 3s at Naas on Sunday. One at 2:25, the Limestone Lad Hurdle, over 2 miles. I think Gornelli will win this one with Cashel Day Lad. And then you have the Grade 3 Novice Chase, the race after, 2:55. I think he'll win that as well, this time with Carasso Blue. Two little Grade 3s on Sunday, which may prove interesting to some of you who like to watch races on Sunday, which would be Naas, would be the focus this weekend. But I think Gordon Elliott was in flying form as he has been since Christmas and even before then as well. We'll win both Grade 3s at Naas on Sunday. One will be Cashel Day Lad in the Limestone Hurdle. I think he'll go and win. And then, like I said, Carasso Blue in the Novice Chase of the race following. Time for the best bets now, guys. And this week I have 3 best bets to give you. One to begin with from Doncaster on Friday. Yeah, I'm switching from Cheltenham so far with my best bets to Doncaster first thing on Friday. 1:15, 1:15 with the Chase and Excellence Novices Chase Class 3 at over 2 miles and 3 furlongs. And I'm siding with whatever price he goes off at. Hopefully it's not odds on so I can back him a bit more, of course. I'm going to side with Western Knight for Brendan Powell and Joe Tizard. Joe Tizard has already mentioned that this horse's possible target in February could be the Reynoldston Novices Chase at Ascot, where he has won before. He's obviously won at Ascot before of his Novice Hurdle campaign. But Western Knight has already won over this distance before. He's got the profile of a horse that Joe Tizard does really like for the Reynoldston. He's obviously won that race twice in the past, and Colin Tizard, obviously his father, has won that race previously as well. So the Tizards do have a really good record in the Ascot race. But I think at Friday at Doncaster, it's not the most strongest race for Western Knight to go and win. He has won over fences recently as well, so has had the tick in the box over the fences. And there's not much in this race I fear. You got One Big Bang for James Owen. He's probably the most fearful horse in the race, if any. But I think Western Knight off 136. If he's to win Reynoldston, he needs to go win this race as well on Friday. So off 136, same weight he'll be carrying with One Big Bang, and obviously he's £4 inferior to One Big Bang, but I don't think that should matter. So the first best bet will be Western Knight away from Cheltenham at Doncaster at 1:15 in the 2 mile 3 furlong Chase and Excellence Novices. The other 2 best bets do come from Cheltenham. Of course, I'm going to stick with Barlovento in the opening race there on the card. 12:05 in the time from Novices Handicap Chase, over 2 miles, 4.5 furlongs. As I mentioned right at the start of the video, he is one horse that has been improving all season long. Off 1:25, there's more room, and there's a lot more room of improvement in his mark. Sean Bowen in the saddle, Ollie Murphy in fantastic form right now. I think they will go and win the first race at Cheltenham on Trials Day. And I'm also sticking in, even though he's odds on, he should be a lot further odds on in my opinion. I think Grey Dawning will hands down win the Cotswold Chase on his way to potentially hopefully running well in the Gold Cup in March. So Barlovento, Grey Dawning, Western Knight obviously at Doncaster on Friday. If you want to stick them all in treble and I hope they come in, you'll have heard it here first. So I hope they come in, all 3 of them are winners for the best bets this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching the first episode back in this new year of 2026. Obviously, the last video was in 2025, of course. The new videos are going to start rolling week by week now, guys, leading up to the Cheltenham Festival in March, and we are really in full swing. So until next week, I'll have the Dublin Racing Festival preview out this time next week for all things leading Leopardstown. For the Dublin Race Festival, of course, day 1 and day 2 will be previewed on the Cheltenham Countdown. So there we are. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like, give it a share, subscribe as well, please. And thank you so much. And I'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching.